Good afternoon, folks. Home Handyman here. This is the Davis & Wells bandsaw. This was a heck of a project. I bought this at a garage sale, delivered $150 for the bandsaw. It was pretty much covered, frozen up, it's covered in oil grease. It was just a huge mess. And I got it home. I took this thing apart. I shipped all of the parts into LA to a place called Davis & Wells. They're not the original company. They are a small company that restores what they call old iron. These were machines made back in the Industrial Revolution, or back in time when things were made real stout, and they were made with good quality materials and they were meant to last. You're not going to find anything like this made anymore, nowhere. There are good bandsaws made, but nothing beats this old-time stuff, I think. The bed on it is 26 inches square. The motor I replaced on this, it was a 1 horsepower GE. I replaced it with a 2.5 horsepower 220 volt. It was 220 when I had it, but with only a 1 horsepower motor on it. The guides on this thing I had pinned. I didn't want to replace them. I wanted to restore everything to its original condition. So hang on, let me zoom in. Well, there's a better shot of the guides, and you can see where those 2 bolts are. That's where they were pinned. The guy was nice enough to mill them very lightly and then pin them, because he knew I really wanted to save these, and everybody else was telling me to buy Carter guides and I wouldn't do it. Okay, right there is the tracking screw for it. Now I'm going to come around to the other side and I'm going to show you at different angles and make a couple of different comments about this. Okay, right here. Now, this is the tensioning knob, okay, and so I kind of use the twang method. I mean, I tighten my blade up, and instead of buying a special tool that tells me the tension, I just kind of use my finger like a guitar and twang on the blade until I feel that I have it the way that it needs to be. This part right here raises that guard and the guide up and down, and so this was all frozen. I took it apart, and with that cobalt tool, that angle grinder with that 3M pad, it's a nice little tool. I cleaned it all up. I put some real thick oil on it. I put it back in. It slid up and down nicely. Put a new belt on there. Up top you can see I actually have one of those better belts, one of the link belts. I haven't put it on yet because, well, the other one's still working good, so just haven't gotten around to it. So this thing was all torn down. The parts were sent in. They were machined, all new bearings, everything was new. Had all of the shafts slightly ground. I put brand new tires on the wheels. I'm going to pan around and show you that right now. There's the base of it from the front side. There are the wheels. You can see where the blade is. That's all brand new tires, treads, tire, whatever. Same thing on this top portion right here. Okay, and I researched the color. I got it fairly close. I didn't get it exact. It was done in this dull kind of a greenish color, and I cleaned this whole thing down. I wiped it down with acetone, painted it, put everything back together. Everything works on this thing and functions perfectly fine, just like it did back then. So what's the interest? Well, like I said, Industrial Revolution, maybe back during World War I, World War II. I belong to a couple of forums. One of them is American Old Iron. It's like a group of people. We're just kind of interested in and try to find these old pieces of equipment, restore them, keep them from going to the salvage yard, you know, which in this case I think I saved this one, and it cost me about $700–800 to get everything machined, and that's just parts. And it was a fun project because I didn't know what I was doing, so I took photographs, I sketched pictures or whatever, log things, did everything I could so I knew how to reassemble it. And the hard part down here was getting that wheel off. I couldn't get any puller to grip into that little groove, if you see it in the very front of that wheel. It was a son of a gun. I finally ran a file around it in different areas a few times till I could get a puller to actually seat in there. Then I was able to get that off. But the rest of it, like I said, it was fun. I'm glad that I saved this machine. Somebody said, oh, that's your favorite tool. Well, it is one of my favorite tools because I have the memory of, you know, what I went through to restore and save this machine from probably being destroyed or going to scrap yard or what have you. But so, like I said before, there's a guy that commented tools have soul. Well, I don't know about soul, but they certainly have memories. And this is one that I have. I've got other tools that I've got, like, you know, memories about. Like I have an anvil that was back from the 1889 or something that's been handed down through my family, and it's still, I still use it. And I still use this. And that Morgan Vise, if you've watched the other videos. So I don't want to make this a long video. This was just a quick thing. Somebody asked me, hey, what kind of a bandsaw is that? Where did you get it? Does it work? So that I hopefully answered all your questions. It was a fun project. This is the Home Handyman. I want you people to have a good day. Click subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Tell me what you like, what you want more of, and I'll try to do it. Thank you very much. Have a good day.